Hey everyone, Bit here. This is Garteon Technologies Charleston Nuclear Research Complex, previously known as Garteon Tech Research Facility, as shown by the sign above my head, or Garteon Technologies Industrial Research Facility. There was a recent update to this game, and I wanted to take a tour of this update. So, this is the surface area. And as you can see by the 5 squares here, you can sometimes spawn on the surface. Behind me is one of the checkpoint gates, and over here is some housing on the surface. We'll start here on the surface and go down. There's a parking lot over there with some cars just in front of the main building. And right next to me is the facility's museum. There's a check-in and check-out desk. Over here is all of Garteon Technologies' logos over time. This reflects the actual Roblox group. So that's their first one, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Over here is one of the escape pods from a previous version of this game. This is one. Right now, there's only one way to escape that's inside the facility. The other way is to go to the surface. And here are some older elements from this game. A control desk, a server rack, this display thing. Oh, look at that. So there's the note with the instructions about the pods from the previous versions of the game. And you can see something about the final minute of detonation. Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to the Meltdown. That's all for this area. Over to the right here, there used to be a collection of tubes in the ground where the pods would launch from, but the pods have been deleted. And there's at least there's a memorial for those in the museum where we just looked. Heading through the door, there's a check-in and check-out desk and a clock showing that somehow it's Friday, April 25th, 2025, and we're in shift number 1. You can go into the reception desk where you'll find papers, some cabinets, the NPCs. Over here are some server racks and this button. We'll get to these buttons when we get to the Meltdown. There's a lot. There's nothing really special about this place. In here, this door is locked. You can't open it. Here's one of the presentation books. This was different. It was showing some information about the reactor shown here, which is made by another Roblox group called Extension Operations. But now it just says colon, which is probably the nerd face emoji. Here are the elevators that you use to go down to the main facility. And over here's another presentation. No. This used to say something about freeze downs and overloads, but now it just says no. Back here, is a loading bay with some shipping containers. Over here is where the holes for the pods would have been, but as I have said multiple times now, there's no more escape pods. And you have more shipping containers and a vast plate of concrete. And over there, I think those are more living spaces to the other side of the museum. The surface facility also has a second floor. You go through. You can either take the elevators to get there, or go up the stairs. Actually, it doesn't seem like you can use the elevators. So, yeah, this top floor isn't really used that much. There's just a few rooms in here. You have the staff lounge. You have a desk with someone dead. A whiteboard, another table, some cabinets, vending machine. Very weird choices. Over here is some random names with offices. Odd that the CEO's office says Michael Scott, even though the actual name of the creator of Garteon, if you go to their SoundCloud, you'll actually see their entire name. The creator of Garteon's name is Sambi Surratt. And in here it's just some bathrooms. Not much to see. So now let's head down the stairs past the first surface floor. Because those elevators take you beyond the level where I'm about to be. Here's a transition level. And over here, you'll find a cafeteria, a locked room, some more bathrooms, then these elevators that lead to Escape BX. And here's the cafeteria. I think before they were planning to add like an auditorium. I think it was like through this door. But it's been bordered with some this isn't here working on this material. Back through this orange door is the surface facility. Through here is, I don't know what this is. Here is some shelves and another one of those buttons rimmed with caution tape. There's two ways to get out of this transition level. First is through this hallway, and the other is through there. The stairs. Over here leads to one of those E routes, although, or it did. It's locked. Over here is the main facility. This door is locked. This door leads to, I believe, some... Yeah, shipping containers. And over here is the underground spawn, with some info displays, including the music tracks. Someone made a playlist on SoundCloud of this game's tracks, since Sambi posted the cut version of the end song, Crazy Troublemaker, that's used for this game. But we'll talk about music more when we get to it now. I'll put a SoundCloud link for that playlist in the description so you can listen to this game's soundtrack. We'll start from the left and move towards the right here. First is Sector C3. In here, you find this control surface thing, another button rimmed with caution tape, the reactor, and a server room. And down here, this leads to another server room that leads to the control room, but we'll get to the control room later. Here's Sector C1, which is that cargo hold that we saw before we got to the underground spawn. There's another door to that same area. Sector C2. This door is an electrical box and another one of those buttons with a caution. Over here is a laboratory. Right now it has nothing in it, but you can see a warning sign, the emergency showers, fume hood. This door opens and leads back out to the hallway. This door also returns to the main hallway. And this door is locked. Let's get back out to the main hallway. Sector LX is the underground spawn. This door is locked. Let's go down one level. Or actually, we'll go up one level. Sublevel 01 West is locked. 01 East is unlocked. And I believe this leads back to that hallway, the other way to get out of the transitional level into the main facility. Yep, that's where that goes to. So now we'll go down to sublevel 03. So this is 01. This is 02, where we just were, on 02 West. 02 East is locked. Sublevel 03 East leads to Sector B6, which is bordered off and Sector B7, where you'll find a locked room and the spinning thing. So, let's turn it on. Powering up the automatic turnstile. Please wait a moment. So, you see that the spinning thing is spinning now. Pressing these buttons to the right makes the spinning thing go faster or slower. You can also turn off the lights in either the chamber with the spinning thing or in the control room. And then you can just turn off the spinning thing. You can also go through this door to find the spinning thing's chamber. So yeah, all this place contains is the spinning thing and another button rimmed with caution tape. Here's where most people will probably go. This screen turns on in a meltdown, as referenced by the fact that it says it's an emergency display. Then over here, this used to be part of Escape AX. You can see here's the note about how the escape system works. We'll talk about this during Meltdown. Here's the cafeteria. It was moved from a different part of this sector. And then here's Escape AX. And you can also see that bar up there. We'll talk about that when we get to the Meltdown. Sector A2 is a cargo bay. If you drop down here and go to the left, you'll see another button rimmed with caution tape and Escape CX and some living space. There's also another way to that sector, which I'll show you once we're done with Sublevel 03. There's a lockdown door here with the yellow trumpet, although you do not want to be standing near this door when it closes, as it is at a very critical point of meltdown. As that door closes at a very critical point of the meltdown, which I will talk about. Sector B2 is a room, another button rimmed with caution tape. Stuff and more server racks, and this hallway which leads to the control room. Sector B4, which is more server rooms. Here is a cargo bay, and then a Sector B3 emergency exit, Sector B5, oh no, the cooling system. Yeah, the cooling system's been holding the reactor off from melting, so you just go ahead and refill it. Once it's below halfway full, then it will refill half the then you can refill half the coolant by pressing the refill panel. Hopefully that action didn't turn off the coolant. I caught it pretty much just in time. There's also... This is probably where most people will be going in Sector B5, except for the coolant refilling system, is the generator hall and turbine hall. So the generator switches were moved into this room that says proximity. So you just gotta go over here and pull this lever. If you don't pull that lever before the meltdown starts, then the facility is dark. If you don't pull that lever before the meltdown starts, then the facility will be completely dark during the meltdown, so you'd better pull that. The meltdown will tell you where that is. And then over here is Sector B3, the control room. Down here you'll find the shutdown system. It's locked right now because there's no meltdown. And over there's that cargo bay we were in when entering Sublevel 3. Over here is another window to the reactor. And there's the server room I was talking about with the other server room above it. And in here you'll find another button rimmed with caution tape. And over here is that emergency exit door I was talking about. See, the door opens. There's no button on the outside. Used to, the message on the outside was more serious. It was like, "Attention, do not enter this door," or something to that effect. And over here is the control room, and it's already overheating. There's an alarm going off on the control panel. Glad that I didn't touch this before, otherwise the reactor could have melted by now. There's the server room we entered, and over here is another one of those bars that dictates the state of the escape route. Then over here, down that ramp to this door, is the core chamber access. See the yellow lights around it that indicate the reactor's state. Up here, access permissible. And these elevators, they freeze you in place once they start moving. Which has to happen with a lot of Roblox elevators now, so that you don't, like, glitch off of the elevator or something. And the lower reactor, which is just a tower, some pipes, some water. I don't know if there's actually any scripting code in this area that would cause you to take damage if you went in there while the temperature was too high. Luckily I was early enough before the temperature. Luckily the temperature was not too high when I got here, so it told me that I could go down there. There are no hazmat suits in this game right now, by the way. It's just that they may add hazmat suits in the future. This door is locked with my Try to open it before going down to the lowest part of the reactor chamber. There's some alarms on the ceiling, lighting in there. Now we can go back through to the control room. And now we just gotta quickly check out the other parts of the facility before the reactor gets too hot. Here is stairs. Let's go down one more. Sublevel 04 east is some living spaces and escape CX. So yeah, we were here when we saw sublevel 03. I wonder what's over here. I don't know if this part of this area was here before. Oh, it's bordered off with a red checkerboard. And I think there was also sublevel 04, sublevel 04 the other direction, 04 west, but I think that was just like Sandy's office. And even if it was still there, we couldn't go in there because, well, it's Sandy's office. So now it's time to explode the reactor. Now that we have finished the tour. We just go to the settings and yeah, I don't think that needs changing. So you can see that we're about halfway up the temperature bar. So let's take off the failsafes. You can stand inside the hologram. So, I'm probably going to put the recorder on pause while I wait for the reactor. So it just ticked on to critically overheating. Serious reactor overheating. And the siren on the wall is going off. So, actually I think it'll melt fast enough for me to keep the recorder running. It's just on the next few runs. We'll have to, on the next run where I show the shutdown being successful, I'll have to turn on the recorder once it gets to near the melting point. So once the temperature gets past 6600 degrees, that's the point at which the reactor that's the point at which things start to go south very quickly. So we've ticked on to 5940. Once that last light comes on, we're in trouble. And this screen will change once again. .300 degrees away. We've ticked onto the extremely unsafe conditions point of 6600 degrees. Things will begin to go south very quickly.
Warning. Core overheating. Nuclear meltdown imminent.
Slightly so that you can still hear me. The screens have changed. So now the core is melting. The next course of action is see those red padlocks in there? See that those are the buttons. You have to find 4 of them to enable the shutdown system. 6 of them to open the escapes. You can see that these screens are now lit, showing the time remaining to shut down the reactor, and also the emergency status. You'll see notifications appear down in the bottom right corner. As the disaster goes on, as I press the buttons,
Option to override automatic detonation expires T-3
Evacuate the facility immediately.
I'll leave one of the buttons unpressed. Just so you can see what the game says once 5 minutes are remaining, but when the button is still left unpressed. Once the shutdown system is unlocked, you'll see a little power signal appear with the shutdown. Also, if you let that timer go to 5 minutes, then you can't cut it.
Warning. Core corruption at 50%.
Press. Just get out of the shutdown room. Oh. Yeah, it failed. That's the sounder from Project Optimine. If you ever heard of Project Optimine, go check out Sammy's YouTube channel. That game is closed right now because it's being rebuilt. So you can see the Colossus at the station and at the once it's 5 win. So it's supposed to be a pop-up now. Or actually, wait, it hasn't even hit 5 minutes yet. There should be a pop-up down there once it hits 5 minutes. The override system is no more. Now, and that screen. And that screen also shows the time. Also, you see yeah. That'll be important.
Ship will automatically destruct in T
It says, an emergency switch still needs to be activated. Unless you want to perish.
Core corruption at
Head
75%.
towards one to open new state. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you need number 6. And once it is unlocked, you see the board flashes. So let's go through CX. I can show you the other escape routes after getting past CX.
Reactor explosion in 4 minutes.
Option 1, surface. Option 2, timer. Let's see if that's what's that timer. But I can't stand for the over here is EX. quality is going south.
Explosion in 2 minutes.
2 minutes before detonation. 60 seconds. Consider this thing here lockdown timer. Imagine if lockdown timer said escape futile.
Warning. Core corruption at 100%.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Escape routes are locked. The reactor is reaching its highest point of instability. The escape routes are locked past this point. Yellow siren. 30 seconds.
Minus 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
29,
The bunker.
27, 26, 25.
So if you're past the bunker entrance, how to get to the bunker before the timer is 30 seconds. Otherwise, dying.
11, 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He's going to stare into my face as the facility gets blown apart. Congratulations! You murdered the entire facility. And then the game just resets. And we return to the underground spawn. So let's head back down to the control room and I'll melt it again and show you what happens when it works. Because unlike some older core games, this one, you can actually save the reactor. There are other core games where you can save the reactor, but this is one of them. See, this one, you see some white lights, optimal temperature. The reason the shutdown failed was that, remember these? You have to turn all of them on for the shutdown to work. Otherwise it will automatically fail. You see the temperature bar up there is where the one of the timers was when the meltdown came. So yeah, I'm gonna pause the recorder here while I wait for the reactor to heat up. You see over there the temperature bar slowly rising. So you see that we have reached fine temperatures. Yeah, you can see that the light has slightly changed color. The next major point is at 3300 degrees, where it goes to overheating, and the first alarm sounds. We've reached the next major point of the process, 4620 degrees, and it says critically overheating. The alarm beacons are sounding, and the second control panel alarm is sounding. We're seeing the last light on the temperature bar before the extremely unsafe point at 5940 degrees. I'll keep the recorder running past this point. $6,300. And coming up soon is the extremely unsafe point at 6,600 degrees. Extremely unsafe conditions. The instability value is rising. Well, it's taking an awfully long time for the meltdown to activate. Here comes the meltdown.
Warning. Core overheating. Nuclear meltdown imminent.
At this point, I'm just going to start running towards one of the buttons. You've already seen that over here is a timer that shows how long you have left to shut it down.
Explosion imminent.
This
Evacuate the
alarm is going off. And also, I forgot to flip the lever again, so you see any message down here.
Explosion imminent.
The
Evacuate the
generators
facility
aren't
immediately.
active, so the lights are experience the
All employees of the
shutdown
reactor
system
meltdown
being
response
activated.
self-destruct system triggered.
Actually, before I go on to the facility looking at those buttons.
Anyone choosing to use the emergency shutdown will be given 5 minutes. Check emergency procedures. Starting now.
Enable those. And you can see the reactor meltdown is causing the entire temperature bar to flash red rapidly. And the reactor hologram is See that yellow symbol over there? That's telling you where the generators are.
The option to override automatic detonation expires T-minus 3 minutes.
Evacuate the facility immediately.
You just have to press the 4 shutdown commands on the walls of this room. Now, system will shut down. Verifying. Checking.
Warning. Core corruption at 50%.
You've successfully shut down the reactor. And the reactor has been powered down successfully. And we're on the surface, which is the perfect place to end the video. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time.